bro.
See, but like, is that small dick energy though?
You need McDonald's?
Ripping open a child every day to know what the future holds.
It's kind of fucked up. I mean, it's not really small dick energy, but
I don't know if that's small dick energy though.
That's just horrific. That is disgusting. Hey there, guys. This is Faded Through Time. I'm Isaiah, and this is your co-host,
President.
And we talk about interesting events through history, while also maybe under the influence.
Maybe.
Don't do drugs, kids. So...
What was our topic today, Flip?
Small dick energy.
So when we've been sitting on this topic for a while. This was one of our earliest ideas. This is one that we've been waiting. It's been on our board for a while, and I'm glad that we finally got it. So the first idea that came to mind when you proposed this topic was the very famous French general Napoleon.
Small man himself.
Very short, yes. Not actually that short. He was about 5'6", so
that's under the,
that was average for that time.
All right. We're both like 6 foot ourselves.
Yes, we would both be taller than him. But he was a fantastic general, and we all know this. But one of his greatest defeats came at the hands of some very fluffy and cute rabbits.
Oh.
Yes, it actually...
They, like, snuggle him to death or something?
They stampeded him.
They thumped him. Rabbits thumped it.
With their hind legs, just trying to punch him.
Oh.
No. He signed the Treaty of Tilsit, which ended the War of the Fourth Coalition.
Oh.
And to celebrate, he decided that they were going to hold a rabbit hunt.
Oh my goodness.
But the problem with this is that instead of collecting wild hares, they just went to pet shops and bought, like, house rabbits. So when they released the rabbits, instead of fleeing from them, they saw the people and charged towards them.
Oh my goodness.
They thought it was feeding time because they saw humans there. So they thought that would be getting their food. And Napoleon was not expecting this. And to his horror, the little beast began to climb up the French emperor's legs. And they attempted to beat off the rabbits with sticks. And they were nearly impossible to shake off. And he literally needed to hop into his carriage and flee the scene, and was not able to have his successful rabbit hunt. One of the greatest generals of all time fled from a herd of rabbits.
Do some shit like that too? I don't know what they're into. Those shits bite, and they can get anywhere. I'm more scared of a fucking animal attacking me than somebody swinging a sword.
Getting the rabies.
Exactly, bro. You can't cure that shit. You're done.
That's fair. Still, though.
They're all domesticated. They wouldn't have rabies, though.
I wouldn't be bragging about this to anyone.
Yeah, I'd be like,
I would try to hide this for the rest of my life. If I was defeated by a herd of rabbits.
You didn't do a really good job, though. I mean, not a lot of people know about it, so maybe you did.
I guess the public didn't know about it until much later.
So, go ahead. What are you about to say?
So, if you wanted to look up the word cowardice, like in the dictionary,
like being a bitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
There would be a name that pops up.
Really?
If you go on Wikipedia,
it's like calling somebody stupid and be like,
and his name appearing in the dictionary next to the word stupid, that insult actually being the case. On Wikipedia, the page for the word cowardice has a direct link to a person named Jack McCall.
Jack McCall. Why'd you jack me off? Jack McCall.
I'm concerned about you sometimes.
Jack McCall.
His nickname was Crooked Nose, though. You could call him that.
Because every time he came, he went up his other nostril.
Flip, you're weird.
But yeah, you go.
He was the murderer of an Old West legend. His name was Bill Hickok.
Hickok.
Damn it. Okay. I'm going to try to keep this as serious as possible.
Okay, go ahead.
He lost in a couple games of poker against Hickok.
Okay.
Stay with me here, Flip. McCall lost basically all of his money, and Hickok offered to pay for breakfast for McCall the next day and said, don't play poker again until you can cover your losses.
Damn.
And McCall felt really insulted by that, apparently. And the next day, McCall found Hickok playing another game of poker.
Oh.
And he walked up behind him and shot him in the back of the head.
Yeah.
And Hickok died instantly.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, Hickok died, and McCall shouted, "Damn you, take that," and ran from the scene.
Wow. He was like, damn you, you shot him in the head, and then you say that?
Yeah. And
what the...
He tried to escape on horse, but the saddle was loose, and then he fell off.
Oh,
so,
like, God.
You want to talk about the king of small dick energy?
Holy shit.
Dude, like, you walked up behind the dude, shot him in the back of the head, tried to escape on horse, and then fell off.
That's some, like, stupid shit you see in, like, a comedy movie.
Yeah.
What, like, did he get arrested? I'm sure.
Yeah, he went on trial. He had an impromptu court called.
Okay.
He had a trial basically the next day.
And he was guilty.
And
absolutely.
What? He claimed that his actions were in retribution for Hickok having previously killed his brother.
Oh my God.
McCall was found not guilty 2 hours later, and the verdict actually was so incredulous that a local newspaper wrote, "Should it ever be our misfortune to kill a man, we should simply ask that our trial may take place in some of the mining camps of these hills." Basically, man, if I ever had to kill someone, I hope the miners in this town would be the jury for me.
Holy fucking shit.
But there's a problem.
Yeah.
He left town then.
Okay.
Obviously, he feared for his safety, so yeah, ducking his tail between his legs and running.
Absolutely.
More small dick energy.
Leave, yeah.
Left the area, headed to Wyoming. He needed to basically flee civilization.
Get in the middle of nowhere.
He left. But he would go to local saloons and he would brag about killing Hickok in a fair gunfight.
Really?
So like he's
like Aaron Burr.
Yeah. That was a fair gunfight. That was actually a duel. That was planned.
Oh yeah, he just lifts his gun up.
He's bragging about walking up behind someone and just shooting him.
Oh, that's fair.
But the Wyoming authorities actually refused to recognize the results of that first trial because Deadwood, the location of the shooting, had no legal jurisdiction. They didn't actually have any federal courts there. And since there was no actual law enforcement there would be no actual double jeopardy, that it did not apply, and then they set for a retrial. This trial was in 1876. There were no witnesses called, and the guilty verdict came 2 days later on December 6th. He stated that he was heavily intoxicated at the time of the murder and did not remember any of the details, even though he went around bragging about it. So, just so much small dick energy in this story, dude. Like, you want this guy to pull his head out of his ass, but he just does not.
So, like, he went to prison and ended up going into jail, right?
No.
What the fuck?
He was sentenced to death by hanging.
Okay, cool.
Flippy, he murdered a man.
Yeah, that's fair.
He murdered a man in the most small dick energy way you possibly can.
Yeah, and that wasn't like what a Midwestern town, or that was like
Wild West. That was in Wild West town.
The Wild West, yeah.
Deadwood. That was in South Dakota.
Holy shit.
So another Wild West story. So to branch off of this one, another one.
Okay, fucking Cowboys. Don't you love them? Not like actual Cowboys, not the Dallas Cowboys. Fuck them. You know
no, yeah, fuck the Cowboys, but like Cowboys are cool. But like fuck the Cowboys.
Yeah, the Cowboys are bitches.
They're trash.
Yeah, they are absolute garbage. But continue.
Another small dick energy cowboy.
Yeah.
That should be the name of the episode, Flip.
What?
Small dick energy cowboys.
Yeah.
Just so we can make fun of them.
Absolutely.
But his name was Robert Ford, okay? And
remind me of that, though.
You might have heard the name Jesse James before.
Oh, absolutely.
One of the most famous Wild West outlaws, and Robert Ford was part of his gang. he's famous for having killed Jesse James for the reason of wanting the bounty that was placed on his head.
It's fucked up. That's your boy.
Yeah, exactly. He was...
A backstabbing bitch, for one.
Yeah, Jesse James was like... Jesse James considered very few people his friends.
Okay.
And he was one of them. And, like, the ultimate betrayal there.
And, like... What, like, how the fuck do you do it, though? You just...
The reason it was such a...
Like a big
a
deal?
small dick energy
Oh, okay.
kind of murder is that they were all in the same house together.
Yeah.
And they ate breakfast together, and they went and sat in the living room. Jesse James stepped up onto a chair to adjust one of the pictures
Yeah.
that was on the wall. And while he was up on the chair, facing away from everyone, Robert Ford pulled out his pistol and shot him in the back of the head.
What the fuck?
Again, it's that from behind, like,
That's
so cowardly.
Such a bitch move. Oh my god. I don't even know what to do if I just saw that. I'd be scared for my life. I'd be like, this dude just shot somebody in the back of the fucking head. Like, what's going on? Like,
it's such a pussy thing to do, you know?
Okay,
like,
absolutely. For one, shoot your good friend in the back of the head, who you trust, when he's adjusting a fucking photo too.
For the money, just it's so
when he's
such a disgusting
when he's
thing.
trying to do such a good thing, just adjust the mirror, even though it's small.
He was literally doing nothing.
Yeah, he was enjoying life. You know what I mean? And then he gets shot in the back of the head by one of his boys.
The Fords went to the mayor then to claim their reward.
Yeah.
They were then charged with first-degree murder. But in one day,
that's fucked up.
But in one day, the Ford brothers were indicted. They pleaded guilty. They were sentenced to death by hanging. But then the mayor granted them a full pardon.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, I fucking hate that so much.
So, like, did they get their money at least? Probably not.
I think they got at least some.
Are you sure? Because for one, they went to prison for it. So why would they even get the money? Because they got charged for first-degree murder. And then they got pardoned for murder. Then they get pardoned for the actual bounty itself. You know what I mean? I don't know, maybe.
I think they definitely got the money because, like, the public opinion really wasn't that bad for them. Because it was Jesse James. It was a notorious outlaw. And it sort of had reached the point of please kill him by any means.
Oh, okay. It's
But,
like FBI Most Wanted type of shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would have been like if you killed Al Capone.
Oh.
So, like...
Al Capone used to just walk the streets, though, didn't he?
Yeah. But, I mean, if you had finally stopped one of the most wanted criminals, I guess there's some merit to that. But it's such a cowardly way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Ford and his brother had actually gone around to, like, little sideshows and reenacted the murder.
What the
for
fuck?
people.
Seriously.
Yeah. So there, again, with, like, the bragging aspect.
That is
it's
horrific.
Such small dick energy.
That's horrific.
Yeah, that's sad.
What the fuck? That is disgusting. Damn, also back to Al Capone, he went to jail for tax evasion. Not even for any of the murders, but that's funny as hell. But all right, Noah, let's get a little faded through time specifically.
Faded further through time.
Further through time. So let's go back.
Going back.
You think like anybody like Alexander the Great time since you love him so much, or just around there? Who radiates very small dick energy? Who like what statue accurately depicts their small dick?
Well, all the Greek statues had very small dicks.
Yeah, I know, but like, which one's accurate? Like, cause Alexander's like they couldn't add another pole, so they're like, all right, fuck it, let's just copy paste this one here. You know what I mean?
For of any leader at the time who would have radiated small dick energy, the main opponent to Alexander the Great, Darius III of Persia, had very small dick energy because when Alexander first started invading his empire, he basically had the mentality of, my dukes, they were called satraps at the time.
Okay.
Basically, my dukes will take care of it. The people over in what is now modern-day Turkey, they'll handle it, they'll stop it, it'll be nothing. Obviously, Alexander the Great, being who he is, storms through Asia Minor, which is modern-day Turkey, and begins pressing through to what is now Syria.
Okay.
And now Darius is actually like, okay, I need to be part of this. I need to be in the battle here. So he actually, at the Battle of Issus, but if we wanted to say it correctly, Issus.
Issus.
It's
Okay.
Issus, not Isis.
Okay. Issus.
Issus. At the Battle of Issus, he actually had so many advantages. So Alexander's army had already been in multiple battles. So they've already had casualties. There's a good amount of injuries. B, he's got the numbers advantage. He has many more troops than Alexander does.
Oh.
And C, and this one's super important, he, at the Battle of Issus, has surprised Alexander. He actually has come up from behind where Alexander is marching and has forced Alexander to turn around to face him.
Okay. What the fuck?
So he's got numbers. Mm-hmm. Alexander's men are battle worn right now.
Surprised.
And Alexander is surprised. He does not have the time to set up an actual formation. He literally has to turn his army around to face him.
Yeah.
Let me get to the actual battle.
It's crazy how they're all in formation and they don't just run towards, like, you know, straight to position. Like, you're like, all right, everybody, get the fuck to your positions, man. Like some, like, football coach or something. No, he literally has to turn them around because they march in formation.
Well, they march at least in their ranks. They would march with their units.
Okay.
So, while they weren't in actual battle formation, they were with the people that...
Oh, they were, like, with their groups and shit. Yeah. Getting into formation. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's like a unit inside the army or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, right, yeah.
So, he's got all these advantages, and Alexander manages to win the battle.
Oh, my fucking God. Alexander, the GOAT.
Absolutely. He manages to outflank the Persian line while also pressing them towards the ocean. They were up against the coastline.
Yeah.
And in the flank falling, when Darius decided to flee, he was one of the first to go.
Oh my God.
So he's finally there at battle.
Yeah.
He's handed it off to his satraps earlier. He's finally there in battle. He gets to battle. He starts seeing his lines begin to crumble, and he's one of the first men to run.
Dude, he was just like, all right, dude, this is a little bit too much. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Let's dip.
But to make it even more small dick energy,
okay,
he fled, and he left his camp abandoned.
Oh.
And when Alexander and his troops showed up, they found basically all of his money and, like, all his important stuff. But the most important thing he left behind was his family.
Oh, what the fuck?
He left behind his family.
Like his wife and his kids.
He left his wife and his 2 daughters and his mom.
Oh, dude, he took... Okay. There was, like, no essentials there. He had no air. Give a fuck.
That's still fucked, though.
It is fucked up. But he made the... Back then, you know what I mean? I mean, like, absolutely now. It's completely fucked up. Like, I completely, totally agree.
He fled the field of battle and then didn't even go to, like, try to find his family.
Dude, he was just like, dude, I can make a new one. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was going for. I'm not saying lead the women.
Flippy,
no. That's what I was shooting for. I'm not saying lead the women. It's completely fucked up that he did that.
Crusader Kings, he's trying to reset that family dynasty.
Exactly.
Like,
that's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what?
Gotta hit the reset button.
Gotta hit the reset
button. I need a new family.
Yeah, like this inbred shit's not working out for me. You know what I mean? It's just not.
We've got bad traits.
They're really bad traits. This dude's gonna die in like 3 days just because he is inbred.
Just because he was born. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
But no. Okay, so now think here.
Okay.
Alexander the Great, his arch rival right now. He fled the field of battle. He found his family. Okay. What do you think Alexander does?
I don't know. I don't think he would kill him.
He didn't kill them, and you're right.
Oh.
He actually was super respectful to them. He actually ensured that their titles remained with them.
Holy shit.
And that they would not be physically hurt in any way. And he actually later married one of the daughters.
Fire. No way. Dude, what a fucking...
I know, right?
Oh my God. What a player.
But back to Darius.
Yeah.
He fled the battlefield once at Issus, right?
Yeah.
He managed to do it again at Gaugamela. And Gaugamela is Alexander's magnum opus. It is his peak battle. It is the one that most historians agree is his greatest achievement. The low estimates have Alexander outmatched by a number of 10-4. That is the low estimate. The high estimate, this is the one that's sort of maybe mythological, it's probably stretching it, but the high estimate is 100-4. Some records say that Alexander had 40,000 men compared to Darius's 1 million.
Holy shit.
Now that probably isn't true. It's much more likely that it was in the 100,000 plus range
to 40,000.
To 40,000. And reminding you, this is the same army that has come from crossing the Hellespont all through Asia Minor, down the coast of Syria, across Egypt, back through most of Persia. They are battle worn, but the experience shows. And at the Battle of Gaugamela, Alexander manages to win again. He outflanks them, as he always does.
That man is so fucking cool.
But to show the small dick energy again, Darius fled the field again.
Oh my god.
And now, perhaps the most small dick energy part about the story of King Darius III is that Alexander never got the face-to-face matchup that he wanted. He wanted to replicate the Achilles versus Hector battle. He wanted that mono.
He wanted that
battle.
Jump.
Yes, he wanted to, like, Mortal Kombat finish this dude. And instead, while he was traveling through the Persian countryside, one of his soldiers discovered a body dead in a cart on the side of the road. And it was King Darius.
That is fucking hilarious.
He was killed most likely by bandits or his own men, and Alexander, on discovering the body, took the signet ring from him, which is basically the
title
the title of King of Persia.
Yeah.
But he buried the king with full honors, which sort of goes along with what happened after the Battle of Isis, with him respecting his family.
Yeah.
He gave him a proper burial, and that actually gave Alexander some flack from his main advisors.
Really?
Yeah, the Macedonian people that were in his court didn't really like that decision, and some scholars believe that it is at this turning point that some of the Macedonians start to reject Alexander, because we know that Alexander later on starts to take on a lot of the Persian customs, and that's what causes a lot of his mutinies.
Yeah, because he's like, switching over, be like, yo, you're...
The people we're fighting against, you're starting to act like them and dress like them, and you have multiple wives who are all Persian.
Yeah, like, you in the ethnic, what's going on?
Maybe you just had a thing for him,
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they were
He had a hot wife named Roxanne.
Exactly, bro. Like, he knew what he was doing.
Absolutely, dude. You want to know someone who didn't know what he was doing?
Who?
I have an example of small dick energy for Roman emperors.
Oh, okay. Roman.
So, Commodus.
If
we're talking small dick energy, you ever hear the phrase, like, pick on someone your own size? Like,
did he just beat up a child?
No.
What to say? He brutally murdered a child.
There were emperors who did that, though.
What the fuck?
Elagabalus did that. He actually used children's guts to predict the future.
What the fuck?
Yeah, well,
like, did these kids sign up for it or something?
Well, no,
like, Dad.
The Romans, they actually used birds to predict the future by opening them up and using their guts. But Elagabalus was like, I'm the emperor of Rome. I need something that's a step better than that. So he used children.
He was just like, fuck it. Was he trying to fix overpopulation or something?
No, he just wanted to try to find out what the future held for him.
So he cut open a child. It was just like, and how often did he do that shit?
Okay, let me get a page up here for Elagabalus.
Like you think they did this shit like every single day? Be like, all right, well,
like reading the newspaper.
Let's get a few backlogs on these kids. Let's make sure we got one for the emperor coming on.
Ripping open the ribcage. It's gonna be a nice 75 degrees today and pretty sunny.
Shit, my stock's gonna drop tomorrow. I gotta sell it.
Damn, gotta sell my Dogecoin today.
Oh gosh darn it! It needs to jump up, man. I need some extra holding cash to spend on some McDonald's. I need some McChickens, bro.
See, but like, is that small dick energy though?
Eating McDonald's?
Ripping open a child every day to know what the future holds.
It's kind of fucked up. I mean, it's not really small dick energy, but
I don't know if that's small dick energy.
That's just horrific. That is disgusting.
But the reason I was gonna say Commodus,
yeah,
he wanted this super tough guy persona, so he wanted to be a gladiator.
Yeah,
but like, he just rigged every fight he was in.
Oh my god.
Like, imagine our president wanting to look so cool that he dresses up as a football player and then wins every single game. Like,
Joe fucking Biden.
That's like Kim Jong-un getting a hole-in-one at every single hole in golf.
That's like him, like, pooping.
The glorious leader.
Yeah.
But Commodus, he would actually fight gladiator battles against people who were unarmed or had wooden swords compared to his like actual steel swords. I guess iron swords.
Okay.
But he also, I believe, he killed his brother too.
What the fuck? Why? It's just like money or something. Some shit happened with mommy or daddy. Daddy loved me more. And then like Achilles him shoulder charged that motherfucker.
I need to fact checking myself. He ruled jointly with his father.
He did.
Yeah.
Why? What the fuck did you do that shit for? You don't need to look into it, but like.
So his father was Marcus Aurelius, and Marcus Aurelius is actually one of the really good emperors.
Mm-hmm.
But he actually granted his son the title of Imperator.
Imperator.
While he was still alive.
Oh. So did that mean...
Yes. He granted his son the title of Augustus.
What a name. What a name. Like, so, like, everybody gets to be Augustus for a few years.
So many Roman emperors have Augustus or... Well, they're all Caesar, technically.
Yeah, but it's just funny being named Augustus. Be like, yo, guys, I get to be Augustus next year. Like, after this dude dies.
Oh, yeah, you get to earn a new name.
Yeah, dude, I'm Augustus, dude. I'm the guy who started this shit.
I bet Octavian was, like, so excited when he got to be named Augustus.
He's
instead.
like, I fucking knew
Thank God that name's, like, twice as cool.
Ugh. Octavian. That's a cool name, though. Octavian.
Octavian's cool, but, the number 8, I don't know what that...
I know, but that's such cool... That's such a cool... Like, their names back then were fucking fire.
Octavian. The Latin names?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Dude, fucking Latin.
Bring those back.
If I have a kid, I'm gonna name him some Latin shit.
My son might be named Marcus Aurelius Keeney.
Dude, that'd be great.
And we just call him
Marcus.
Or Marcus.
Yeah.
Yeah, either way.
Mark. When he gets older. Oh man, you're like, sup, Mark? It's like some white dude. Sup, Mark? I mean, he's probably gonna be white.
We'll just call him Aurelius.
There you go, Aurelius. I'll call him Aurelius.
Yo, Aurelius.
Hey, yo, what's up?
He also was assassinated too.
Oh shit, that sucks.
Small dick energy.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'll leave it up to you, Flip, because I have a couple different options we can go now. It's sort of made logical sense for these first two. They've been related. We've had Wild West. We've had Ancient. Now the rest of these are just kind of all over the place.
You know, I like to feel jazzy sometimes. Don't you like to feel jazzy?
I do.
You know, Ella Fitzgerald, you know, she's such a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
You know, bewitched, bothered, and bewildered.
Mm-hmm.
Do I feel all the time.
Absolutely.
And during that vibe, I like to think of the movie Titanic. Because that whole vibe going into there is just, you know... the way they dressed. Leonardo DiCaprio always has a great Gatsby feeling, you know what I mean? That's all he does. But the Titanic.
Yes, there's actually a pretty good example of small dick energy related to the story of the Titanic.
Because I'm sure there's also dudes be like, hey, you know what, fuck you, kid. I'm definitely going on this boat.
You mean like jumping onto that lifeboat in front of the kid in front of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Joseph Bruce Ismay.
What the fuck?
He was the chairman of the White Star Line, which is the company that built the Titanic. And he was on the maiden voyage of the Titanic.
Yeah.
And when it sank, he was one of the people who climbed on one of the lifeboats while there were still women and children on board.
You like rip one of them off and throw them into water or something?
It's not confirmed that he did actually like push anyone out of the way. But it's known that there were still women and children in the area that he was around when he got on board on the lifeboat. And he, like how the captain should go down with the ship?
Yeah.
Like, especially if you're the owner of the company that built the boat.
Dude, the freaking violinists are playing.
Yeah. If the band is still playing as the ship goes down, you better be going down with it too, man. Like, if there's not enough lifeboats for everyone, you're going down with it. He actually... The page here actually says he was savaged by both the American and British press for deserting the ship. So they called him, okay, you want to talk about small deck energy? How about being called the coward of the Titanic?
Absolutely. That's what he is. He's cowardice. What a little bitch. Holy shit. Yeah, you gotta go down with the ship, honestly. That's so fucking dumb. And like during that time, man, that's so fucking dumb.
And then apparently he never spoke about it again.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't say shit about anything, especially like I would remain silent, but not like as some dude was like saying something or doing something bad. I wouldn't say something about it, but like appeasement. Appeasement is like the smallest, dickest thing you could do.
Oh my god, absolutely. If you want to talk about like legal policy, that is small dick energy.
For the fact that it just didn't do anything, like
Neville Chamberlain and appeasement. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that too.
It was basically Hitler wanted to take over Austria.
Yes.
So then in the Anschluss, he did. And then Neville Chamberlain and France both were just like, okay, that's fine. Just don't do anything else. And Hitler was like, okay. But like I also want the Sudetenland, which is like the western part of Czechoslovakia.
Yeah.
So he took it. And Neville Chamberlain and France and the Allies were basically like, okay.
That's it.
Please don't do that again.
It was, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice,
And then Hitler invaded the rest of Czechoslovakia. And they're like, dude, please stop.
You're being a dick.
And he was like, you know what? I'll think about it. And then he signed a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Saying that he wouldn't invade any more nations.
But like, did he really read that piece of paper?
He absolutely did, and he absolutely signed it.
Oh.
But Flippy.
Yeah.
He's Adolf Hitler.
You're right.
He's evil, dude. He's not going to be restrained by pieces of paper.
You know what? Some people are just built different.
It's about drive.
He was like, you know what? This is funny. I'm gonna sign it anyway.
And then he invaded Poland.
he had his finger crossed when he signed it.
He had his fingers crossed behind his back. Bro, hear me out. Actual policy: take backsies.
Oh shit, bro! He just signed somebody else's name. See more asses.
He just wrote lol.
This is 9. Hitler. 9. Puts his phone number down. 999.
But oh my god, yeah, appeasement that was the word. There would have been so much disaster avoided if they just like put it down harshly instead of just letting him take over that much space. He got Austria, the Sudetenland, the rest of Czechoslovakia, and he remilitarized the Rhineland all before the war even started. Like,
that man was on a mission.
Yeah, I mean, a really horrendous bad mission.
Yeah, what the fuck? That man wanted to expand his country, but in the worst ways ever.
And to talk about small dick energy, the man had one testicle.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Maybe that's why he
so
was
biologically speaking, yes, it was smaller.
Gosh darn it. Maybe that's why he was so upset all the time. Usually Usually.
You know, if I was missing one, I would kind of be irate all the time too.
Yeah, I'd be kind of bitchy. Be like, God damn it! You know, every time I gotta show it.
How would that feel walking?
How exactly you do? Because you know your left one hangs lower than your right one for balance reasons.
Oh God!
So it's like that motherfucker's tripping over everything.
Oh.
He's like ghost hole.
Well, actually, it's not all the same for every guy. It's actually dependent on your handedness.
Yeah, because your right hand.
If you're right-handed, the left one hangs lower. If you're left-handed, the right one hangs lower.
It's for balance reasons. Yes, Noah. That's what I said.
I know, but now our viewers know too.
Oh, congratulations.
I think you also said my name again.
It doesn't really fucking matter. I said it like 100 times already.
We've already crossed that threshold.
Yeah, it was the first episode. I thought I had it. And then I listened to it again today. I was like, oh my fucking God. I was like, I'm so dumb sometimes. But
okay.
It's okay.
Flippy.
Okay.
Where do most of our listeners come from? Ironically.
Oh, India.
Yeah, because we are not based in India, but we have a lot of Indian followers. So I wanted to find...
Which is really cool. If you're listening in India, thank you so much. We love the support.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, yes. Support us on Twitter, Faded Through Time. Look us up.
So I wanted to find an event that occurred in India that would be very small dick energy, and it is a very sad event, but it's one that I think deserves at least a little bit of a discussion here. The Amritsar massacre.
Oh.
And the reason it is a case of small dick energy is because the I guess it would be a colonel. I'm trying to think of what his rank would have been. His name was Reginald Dyer.
Okay.
Yes, it was Colonel. I was correct.
Colonel
Dyer. I don't want to talk about too much of the sad stuff, so I'll keep it very brief. He told his soldiers to open fire on a very peaceful protest against the British Raj. And they fired on civilians for 10 minutes.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, I know. And like in terms of small dick energy, like it's like the first two ones that we talked about, the Wild West ones.
Yeah.
The shooting from behind.
Yeah.
Like it's like that times, well, like 300 times.
So it was a peaceful protest.
It was a peaceful protest.
How
they
the
were
fuck do you
protesting
explain that?
against the Raj.
How do you explain that? Be like, yo, so I know you gave me all this ammunition, but like now I need a little more. The fuck did you use all this?
They fired on them until they were running low on ammunition.
What? So they're just sitting there reloading and be like, all right, like
just spamming the X button.
Bro,
just spamming over and over until
as soon as the clip goes down.
Just rounds and rounds and rounds. Such small dick energy. Like, why would you? It's such a horrendous thing to try to defend. And like, he even said that to paint Dyer in even worse of a light. He said that it was a form of punishment on the people.
What the hell?
And like, that's not even a punishment because they did nothing wrong.
You're just being a dick.
A small dick energy dick.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Oh my God.
Let's end it on a little bit of a higher note here.
Okay.
Pun totally intended. On a higher note.
That's nifty dandy.
If I said to you, in the NFL right now.
NFL, okay.
Which team is the biggest pussies right now?
The Dallas Cowboys.
I mean, fucking always. Up top for that one, dude. Always. Hell yeah. But no, now think about this. Pussies.
Are you talking about the shittiest team?
Yeah.
Okay, the Detroit Lions.
The Detroit Lions.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, huge pussies. Finally, they won a game, though.
Yes. Oh my
Proud of them.
Kirk Cousins balled out that game.
He played well, but the defense absolutely sold on the last play of the game.
Absolutely, yo. They were idle.
But in Detroit's history, there is even more small dick energy to be found.
Oh.
In the Siege of Detroit. But it is also even better known as the Surrender of Detroit.
Oh, the surrender. So they just gave the fuck up.
Absolutely.
Oh, nice. Did they at least fight?
Nope, not at all.
Oh.
The American leader, William Hull.
Okay.
He had 2,500 men, and that's compared to the British Army of 1,300.
Okay.
And that actually included a mix of cavalry and native mercenaries. So it was about a 1,200 man difference, which in terms of the Revolutionary War is huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in a moment like this, with as important as Detroit is in terms of the movement of through Lake Erie,
yeah,
the siege of Detroit, you want to keep a hold of that territory, and Hull was tricked into giving it up. The British Army made the Americans believe that their army was much bigger than it was. So there was a clearing in the forest in front of the fort. And the British Army marched from one side to the other and then went back around and kept looping through that open passageway to give the appearance that their army was continuously marching in one straight line, but the numbers would be multiplied to make it seem like they were much bigger than they were. So, seeing this huge army on the horizon, watching it march past in what seems like a long amount of time, William Hull surrenders. He gives the fort up. And if you read the casualties and losses, there were 2 wounded on the British side, there were 7 killed on the American side, and 2,493 captured.
Oh my! They captured the whole city.
They surrendered every single man.
So, but some of them died?
There was, I believe, a cannon fired that struck the
walls,
the
or
building.
Okay, just a warning shot that went fire.
And I think some shots were fired back at the British.
Yeah, why some dudes would be like, "Yo, I got my gun, go."
I believe that was, the day before, so that it wasn't part of any actual battle.
Yeah.
It was a very basic skirmish that had just sort of stopped each other from trying to advance.
Wasn't there like a city that like held open its gates when these armies like marched towards them, which is like here just come in?
You mean when I every time I bring up the fall of Rome,
yeah,
I have to mention the fact that the story goes that when the barbarians arrived at the gates were already open.
Yeah.
And it's, whether it's true or not, it's supposed to show that the Roman Empire by that point sort of knew its own fate. That it could not withstand the barbarian invasion upon them. It did not have the money. It did not have the resources. The power was too corrupt. It knew what was coming. So when we talk about that, it always has to be brought up that the gates were open. And that is really small dick energy too.
You should have just went out fighting like the Spartans did.
Yeah, Thermopylae.
Yeah.
Total opposite of small dick energy.
Yeah, holy shit, that man is freaking
Spartacus.
throbbing.
Absolutely, dude.
The 300? It was more 5. Wait, what was
the number of Spartans was 300. They probably
had mercenaries.
Had a couple mercenaries. It would have probably been around the numbers of maybe it's like 500.
Yeah.
So
but that's still
that's the Immortals came in the thousands.
Yeah.
So like it's still they had the position of a really small stretch of land that you had to walk across.
Mm-hmm.
And they used that as basically the way of survival. They had their shield wall ready. And it worked for, I believe, 3 days.
That's all they needed.
It did give enough time for the city of Athens to evacuate.
Yeah.
But after the 3rd day, I think they could have won, first of all. I think they could have fully won the entire battle. They had the perfect position for a phalanx to work.
Yeah.
Like, I think they could have held them back entirely. But a local goat herder told the Persians about a path up around the mountain. And the Persians sent archers up there.
Bruh.
And they just rained from above them.
Oh my god. What?
And that broke the phalanx, basically, and then you can only fight off so many men.
The goat.
So there you go, even some more small dick energy from more Persians from the same line as Darius.
Damn, dude. Holy shit. The Spartans could have.
That would have been Xerxes. King Xerxes would have been during the.
That's the guy that had
the
all
Greek
that
War.
gold and shit, right? Obsessed with like gold.
If you watch the movie 300, yes.
That man had gold in
But
his
that's-
nipples.
Yeah, but that's
It's like
not an accurate depiction of
that
it.
man was also
The
huge.
movie 300 itself is not a very good depiction of what
that-
actually
That
happened.
man was also huge in the movie. He had like the fucking giant trait.
Yeah.
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 Fucking massive. All right, guys. Thank you for listening in our minds as we go through these faded through times. Shout us out on Twitter if you listen to the podcast. Give us a follow. Check out our Patreon. If you go on our website, fadedthroughtime.com, you can find it there. That will also link to our other episodes, our Twitter, and maybe your Spotify, Google Podcasts, or even Apple Podcasts where you go to. And again, thank you for coming and enjoying, and see you next time on Faded Through Time.